that, people feel like they're going to be shamed, they're going to be blamed, and that, you're called out if you smoke. It's smoking, smoking, smoking. And so I do think once we add other risk factors to that list, then people aren't going to feel singled out that, they're the only ones being asked to be screened. But we're catching up on that right now. And I think, really the most important part of the screening is, making people feel like they have a safe space, the empathic communication. And there are researchers working on that, kind of with training programs for doctors when they talk to people. I don't know if any of you have seen the IASLC language guide, but the whole purpose around the language guide is to raise awareness about person first, blame free, stigma free, equitable, and inclusive language when talking about lung cancer. As Dusty mentioned before, the smoking thing always comes up. And, the thing is, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you smoked or not, we are all defined by our smoking status. We're either a non-smoker, a never smoker, a former smoker, a light smoker, a smoker. We're not even humans. And so that guide is made to really start talking about people because, for people who don't smoke and, understandably, because of the stigma, there's this huge need to declare loudly and almost immediately, but I didn't smoke. And what that does is it unintentionally shifts a pretty hefty blame to anyone with a smoking history. And I've actually seen over the years a lot of people with a smoking history take a step back and say, well, I deserved it. Those people don't. So we really need to kind of unite as a community and start talking about risk factors as opposed to smoking, because there are other risk factors, including air pollution and radon and carcinogens. And, if you're in the military, so many things, or family history. I think it is. So I think that stigma really affects every part of advocacy. It affects policy. It affects research dollars. Why? I mean, I've had people say, why would I support a cause that can be prevented or self-inflicted?
Right.
I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me. But, as a community, again, I feel like if we start talking about risk factors, and the fact that unless you live in the plastic bubble, then, we all can get lung cancer. And maybe then young people who aren't eligible for screening will listen to their bodies as well, understanding that anyone with lungs can get lung cancer. So I think, yeah, that stigma piece, I could go down a rabbit hole. But all kidding aside, it is really